Hi guys, have a wonderful day to you. I am Noheswaran, welcoming you to the English learning program. In the previous episode, we have seen the first 5 paragraphs of the Prose 5, Unit 5, titled Convocation Address by C.N. Annadurai. Let us discuss the remaining paragraphs in this episode. Take your textbook and look at page number 140, paragraph number 6. Now, reading of the paragraph 6 comes. Just watch it and note down the meanings. Have you all taken up the textbook? Right. We are at page number 140, para 6. The para 6 starts thus. The role of the university today is not cloistered and confined as in the past. Cloistered means restricted. Confined means surrounded by walls with certain limitations. Its function has been enlarged, not in its fundamentals, but in its domain. Domain means an area of knowledge or activity. It has to take into account the commonness, but trim and train, guide and lead him before being asked to do his duty as the citizen of a democracy. Trim means to make something small, neat, or better by removing the unnecessary items. A task which kindles. Kindle means motivate or stimulate. A task which stimulates sweet hopes but which demands passions and perseverance. Perseverance means continued effort or steadfastness. Perseverance, faith and confidence, faith in himself and in others, and confidence in his inherent ability to shoulder the responsibilities. Inherent means inborn, inborn ability to shoulder the responsibilities. The common man has become the origin of a potential ruler, and the duty today, the responsibility today of the universities is to fashion out of him an individual fitted and equipped for the task of making democracy fruitful and effective. Right. Let us go to the explanation area now. Nowadays, the university's role is not restricted or limited as in the past. Its function has been enlarged in its area and not in its fundamentals. It has to take into account the state of generality. However, before asking a person to do his duty as a citizen of a democracy, the university has to trim and train, guide and lead him. This assignment will ignite, that is, induce sweet hopes in him, but it will demand passions, continuous effort, faith and confidence. Here, faith denotes faith in oneself and in others also. Similarly, confidence is to be reflected in his inborn ability to take the responsibilities. The common man has become the provenance, that is, origin or birthplace of an able ruler. Therefore, the university's responsibility is to shape an individual to be fitted and equipped so that the duty of making democracy as a fruitful and effective one. That is what Arinyar Anna says in the paragraph number 6. Now, para 7 starts. Now, there is a question for better understanding. How can a university trim and train, guide and lead a person to function better in society? The answer is, a university can trim and train, guide and lead a person by undertaking a task which kindles sweet hopes but which demands passions and perseverance, faith and confidence. The faith in himself and in others and confidence in his inborn ability to shoulder the responsibilities are ignited by the university. Thereby, the responsibility today of the university is to fashion out of him as an individual fitted and equipped for the task of making democracy fruitful and effective. Right. Let us move to the para 7 now. The para 7 starts thus. While addressing the University of Brussels, Dr. S. Radhakrishnan, our former president, made the following statement. Brussels is the capital of the country Belgium. He states that for its proper functioning, democracy requires more qualities than other forms of government. It is in the universities that we can develop the true spirit of democracy, appreciation of others' point of view, and adjustment of differences through discussions. It can be kept healthy and strong by the exercise of individual responsibility and judgment. In universities, we have to recall the struggles of the past and realize the perils and possibilities. Perils means dangers or risks. Dangers and possibilities, the challenges and opportunities of the present. Now, the explanation of this para comes. Once our former president Dr. Radhakrishnan delivered his speech at the University of Brussels in the country Belgium. There he told that democracy required more qualities than other forms of government for its proper functioning. He further told that the true spirit of democracy, appreciation of others' point of view, is very important because most of us are not ready to appreciate others, whereas we are addicted to getting appreciations from others. That is why Dr. Radhakrishnan used the term appreciation of others' point of view. Right. An adjustment of differences by the way of discussions could be developed in the universities only. The exercise of individual responsibility and judgment would keep democracy healthy and strong. In the universities, we have to recall the struggles of the past. We have to realize the dangers and possibilities, the challenges and opportunities of the present. Now, para 8 comes. There is a short question for better understanding. According to Dr. S. Radhakrishnan, universities ensure the democratic way of life for the future generations. How? The answer is, according to Dr. S. Radhakrishnan, it is in the universities that we can develop the true spirit of democracy, appreciation of others' point of view, and adjustment of differences through discussions. So, it can be kept healthy and strong by the exercise of individual responsibility and judgment. In the universities, we have to recall the struggles of the past and realize the perils and possibilities, the challenges and opportunities of the present. Right. Let us go to the para 8 now. Graduates of the year, I wish you all a prosperous future, for after all, the immediate concern of every individual. Concern means responsibility. Graduate or no graduate is to acquire the means for a decent living. That is the first motivation for all human activity, and no one can ignore it. But that ought not to be the sole objective. Ought to means should. He says that should not be the sole objective. Objective means goal. Sole means single or only. That should not be the single goal. Right. Something higher and nobler than mere individual material advancement is expected of you. For remember that this university education is a privilege. Privilege means a special right that you enjoy for which you are deeply indebted. Indebted means obliged to repay, that is, being thankful or grateful to somebody for helping you, to the community of which you are a member. Let us see the explanation of this para now. Arinyar Anna once again wishes a prosperous future to all the graduates of the year. For every individual, whether he is a graduate or not, the immediate concern, that is responsibility, is to acquire the method for a decent living. Nobody can disregard it, as it is the first motivation for all human activity. But we shall not consider that finding out a way for a decent living alone is the only objective, that is only goal that we have to pursue. The outgoing students have to remember that the university education is an advantage for them. In this way, they are deeply obliged, that is deeply indebted, to repay to the community they belong. So they have to contribute something higher and nobler apart from mere individual material advancement. Mere individual material advancement means obtaining individual benefits. We shall move to the para 9 now. Most of the money needed for maintaining institutions of higher education come from the revenues collected from the community through the state, and a good proportion means a part. A good proportion of that revenue comes from the tillers and the toilers. Tillers are the persons who produce crops or raise animals or cultivators. Toilers are the workers, or the people who perform hard physical labor. Right. Men who did not enjoy this privilege, men who willingly submit themselves to discomfort so that they can enable the next generation. Enable means allow, so that they can allow the next generation to lead a better life. Graduates, may I ask you, how are you going to repay? What is to be your contribution to the social chest on which you have drawn so largely? Unless you replenish it richly. Replenish means refill. Unless you refill it richly, coming generations will find only an empty coffer. Coffer means treasury. Right. The explanation of this para comes now. The state collects revenues from the community, and most of the amount is spent for maintaining institutions of higher education. A good percentage of the revenue comes from the cultivators and the workers. They have not enjoyed any advantages. They put forward themselves willingly to discomfort so that they can enable, that is allow the next generation to lead a better life. Anna asks the graduates how they are going to repay their debts to the community. The students have drawn so largely from such revenues and have enjoyed the university education. At this juncture, Anna asked them what will be their contributions to the social treasury. Anna appraises, that is informs that if they don't refill the treasury generously, only an empty coffer, that is only an empty treasury, will be left for the coming generations. Right. Next, a reading of the paragraphs 10 and 11 comes. We shall discuss the answer of this question for better understanding after seeing the paragraphs 10 and 11. Right. The para 10 goes like this. Your superior education increases your responsibility to society, and therefore, apart from or along with your own individual advancement, society has got a right to expect an adequate. Adequate means enough. Society has got a right to expect enough return from you. Not so much in terms of money as in terms of service. In toning up society. Toning up means making something stronger or firmer. In bringing light into the dark alleys. Alleys means narrow passages. Sunshine into dingy places. Dingy means dark and dirty. Sunshine into dingy places, that is dark and dirty places. Solace into the afflicted. Solace means comfort. Afflicted means affected in an unpleasant or harmful way. Hope unto the despondent and a new life unto everyone. Unto means towards. Despondent means depressed or frustrated or dejected or unhappy or even sad. Right. Next, para 11. Unless service is the outcome, the sermons means preachings or moral teachings. Unless service is the outcome, the sermons, that is moral teachings, become sweet nothings. As Jefferson stated. Who is this Jefferson? He is Thomas Jefferson, an American statesman and philosopher who served as the third president of the United States from the year 1801 to 1809. Right. He stated, we must dream of an aristocracy of achievements arising out of a democracy of opportunities. Right. Let me explain these two paragraphs now. Arinyar Anna further tells that the graduates' superior education increases their responsibilities to society. Therefore, society has got a right to expect a sufficient return from them. It may be apart from or along with their own individual advancement, that is, development. They can repay their debt not only in terms of money but also in terms of service. Anna explains the modes of services like toning up society. Toning up society means making the society better, stronger, or firmer. Bringing light into the dark lanes, sunshine into dark places, comfort into the distressed, that is, sad people, hope into frustrated, that is, dejected, and new life to every individual citizen. Anna further says that if service is not a result, then speeches on moral subjects will become waste. He quotes Jefferson's statement that we must dream of an aristocracy. That means a country or people of high class. The synonymous word for this term is nobility. He states that we must dream of an aristocracy of achievements arising out of a democracy of opportunities. Right. Reading of the 12th para begins now. There is a question for better understanding. List the contributions of the educated youth to the society. Let me tell the answer. The educated youth have to contribute to the society an adequate return, not so much in terms of money as in terms of service, in toning up society, in bringing light into the dark alleys, sunshine into dark places, comfort into the afflicted, hope to the depressed, and a new life to everyone. Right. Next, para 12 begins. And when I seek your help, seek means search. When I search your help and cooperation in the supreme task of serving society, please do not wink and smile. Wink means blink. And say, it is all so easy to say. I am not unaware of the difficulties in the way. I am not unaware. Look at the phrase used here. I am not unaware means I am aware. I am aware of difficulties in the way, nor am I going to brush aside. Brush aside means ignore. So look at the phrase, nor am I going to brush aside. That is, I am not going to ignore the influence of the environment on you. Maybe the world in which you are to begin the journey is one which will dim your hope, disturb your determination. You may come face to face with the unpleasant sight of practices widely differing from the principles inculcated in you. Inculcate means to make you learn. You may find self-seekers enthroned. Self-seekers are the persons who are interested only in their own needs. Enthroned means sat on a throne or hold the highest position. And the patient worker decreed. Decreed means condemned or punished. Tyranny of all sorts. Tyranny means unfair or cruel. Tyranny of all sorts may stare at you, and every step you take will be a struggle. I admit that the environment is such that even people with robust means strong or healthy or vigorous optimism is a positive thinking, will be discouraged and forced to take to the path of ease and comfort. Let this para be explained now. Anna requests the graduates that when he seeks their help and cooperation in the supreme task of serving society, they should not blink and smile and say that it is all very easy to tell. He states that he is aware of the difficulties in the way and he is not going to ignore the influence of the environment on them. When they begin, that is, when the graduates begin their journey in the world, it may dim their hope or disturb their determination. They may encounter face to face with unpleasant sight of activities which are against the principles instilled in them. They may find selfish people crowned and the calm worker condemned, that is, punished. Tyranny of all kinds may stare at them. That means they may face unfair or unpleasant behavior or rules everywhere, and every step they take will be a struggle. Anna admits that the environment is such that even people who have strong optimism will be discouraged and forced to take to an easy and comfortable path. You can now remember the role of the hero in the Tamil movie Nimirndanil. There, that is in that film, he wishes to maintain a disciplinary life, but his surroundings do not allow him to live comfortably. That is what Arinyar Anna wants to say. Right. The last 4 paragraphs of this lesson are coming now. But we should also realize that a continuous stream of men and women endowed means gifted. Endowed with is a phrasal verb which means having a particular feature or quality naturally. With the spirit of service have been carrying on the crusade. Crusade means campaign for a good cause or a long and determined effort to achieve something. Have been carrying on the crusade successfully and have conferred rich benefits on humanity. Confer means to give somebody an award or reward. We, the Tamilians, have been holding aloft this ideal. Aloft means high in the air. Aloft this idea for more than 2000 years as expressed in Purananuru, song number 182, as inheritors or the successors or the persons who come after somebody else's to receive their properties or their possessions as inheritors of that rich legacy. Legacy means money or property or inheritance. You are best suited to overcome even the environment and serve society to the best of your abilities. I am confident that you are being sent into the wide world. With this objective, you are bound to win, for you are adequately equipped with the spirit supplied by this great institution. May your life be a bright one, and may its luster brighten the entire land. Luster means glow of reflected light. Accept my congratulations and march onwards towards the land of smiles. March means to walk. Here comes the explanations of these paragraphs now. However, we should also understand that a large number of men and women gifted with service mindedness have been campaigning, that is, giving effort successfully, and have given rich benefit on humanity. Anna points out that we, the Tamilians, have been holding this perfect principle on high esteem for more than 2000 years. It has been expressed in Purananuru, song number 182. He tells the graduates that they are best fitted to overcome even the environment and serve society to the best of their abilities. It is possible because they are the successors of such an affluent heritage. At the end of his speech, Anna tells the graduates that he is confident and they are being sent into the wide world with the objective of serving society. He assures that they are bound to win because they are adequately equipped with the spirit contributed by the great institution Annamalai University. He once again wishes their life to be a bright one and the entire land be brightened by the glow of reflected light. He requests them to march, that is, walk proudly and majestically towards the land of smiles. My dear students, thus Aringer Anna ends his speech. With this, we can also end our session. I hope you all have enjoyed this lesson very much. I am eagerly waiting for your replies. Raise your doubts anytime. Thank you for your patience. Meet you soon. Bye bye.